Welcome back to Waterbox Live this Wednesday evening.
Yep.
Is it Wednesday morning? No.
Nope.
That's what I almost said. If you guys haven't already, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. We appreciate that very much. Engage with us in the comments.
We're doing the ever popular. So what we kind of decided was the first Wednesday of every month is a Q&A stream, because we try so hard in all of our episodes and all our streams to like get to as many questions as possible, and we never can. So we needed to dedicate these streams to just your questions, which is part of tuning in. So first Wednesday of every month is Q&A, and that's what we're doing today. Just answering your questions. So start dropping them into the chat.
I always like these a lot. Very engaging. You guys get to ask us whatever you want. So tell us where you're from. Make friends in the comments.
Yeah, we are also giving away 2 $100 Waterbox gift cards today. And the currency for that, which is really easy in this stream, is be active in the chat. So drop your questions in there, talk to each other, tell us about what Waterbox you have, what you're doing. We just had a Labor Day sale, so a lot of new people are getting aquariums. What did you get? You know, being active in that chat is how you get pulled to be a winner, because if you don't talk, we don't know you're there, you can't get to be a winner.
Cool.
Are we on Instagram?
We are on Instagram.
Okay.
I saw him join, so I didn't say anything.
Oh.
So those of you on Instagram, we appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure you stick around and ask us questions as well. You can also hop over to YouTube. We have a little bit larger crowd there, typically quite a bit larger crowd. So if you want to hop over to YouTube, and if you're new to Instagram, just to let you know, we do this every single week. We're live Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern. We do a lot of really cool, unique aquatic topics and education. We also give away stuff. So definitely, if you haven't checked out our YouTube channel, hop over to YouTube, search Waterbox Aquariums, and you're also welcome to stick around on Instagram as well.
Yeah. Either way you want to go, just YouTube tends to be a more chatty group, so it's a great place to kind of go over to there. But we're here for all of you guys. And I guess we'll just start taking some questions.
Yeah, again, guys, you got questions? Put them in the comments. That's also one of the currencies to win the gift cards that we're giving away today. So definitely.
There's 2 $100 Waterbox gift cards to be given away. So you want to stick through, drop your questions, be active, and that's going to give you a better chance to win.
Yep. I just purchased mine, and I'm looking forward to setting it up coming tomorrow. So excited. Congratulations, Garrett.
Yeah. Stuff's shipping out quick. When you order, most of the models are very quick turnaround. So and I want to mention, this is a great time, is Garrett or anyone else who's watching, if you're not part of our Facebook user group, it's the Waterbox official user group on Facebook, join. I don't know, how many people are in there now?
Probably north of 25,000.
Yeah, like 25,000+ members, and it's a great group. So when you're getting a new Waterbox, share your photos of your setup, ask your questions. There's just so much great information and knowledge in there, and like the kindest people to kind of help you with questions you have, or like share with, to give inspiration to those that are in the group. So if you're not in that group, go join. It's a super positive, which is hard to find in a lot of different animal industries, is to find a group that's very positive, and it's not just like you post something and you get like attacked. Our group is very positive, so go over there, keep it positive, and join.
If you don't keep it positive, my favorite button is the band. Just kidding, kind of. We got people tuning in from Sweden, Italy, all over the place.
Wow,
Let
that's
us know
awesome.
where you're from, but also let us know what your questions are about keeping a saltwater or freshwater aquarium.
Yep, we're here to answer.
The 10th, I'll be receiving my Waterbox Marine X90. Super excited. Been out of the hobby since 2005.
Oh man, 2006. What a change that's been.
Yeah.
That's
like, yeah, that's a wild difference in.
It's 19
what's
years,
available.
so that's probably towards the beginning of me being in the hobby and industry too.
Yeah, true, me too.
Yeah, that's almost 20 years. So welcome back. I mean, that you stayed out of it for that long is pretty surprising. Most people that are in it, like, they always have it in some way in their life. And welcome to the advanced world of aquatics now.
Yeah,
the equipment and stuff that's out there is so different.
Our tanks are ran off of AI now. It's pretty cool. What size saltwater aquarium would you recommend for the first time? I wanted a 25 Peninsula at first, but think maybe a 40 would be easier.
The biggest you can fit and afford, 100%. Because here's the thing, smaller is harder. No doubt about it. There's no way around it. A smaller water volume is going to be harder to keep stable. You're going to be very limited. You're going to end up going bigger. So your goal really is to, what do you feel comfortable with size and budget wise to kind of get started in it? Go with that. If you can fit the 40 and it's in your budget with the equipment and everything you need to run it properly, go with that, because at 25, you're going to be moving to that 40 in no time. And then after that, you might go bigger. But it's going to be easier to have a little bit more space and water volume to get going than starting too small. Now, I love nanos. There's nothing wrong with going that, but if you can go bigger, that's going to be better for you.
Waterbox come out with a frag tank.
We have them.
Yeah, we do have the frag, the infinite frag, otherwise known as just the frag.
4, 5, and 6 foot.
Yeah, the height on those now is 16 inches, right?
Mm-hmm.
A little bit taller than maybe you would consider a frag tank. We did that a number of years ago to make it a little bit more accommodating for people that just wanted a shallow reef tank.
Yeah.
But could absolutely be used as a frag tank if that's what you want to use it for. They used to be, I think, 12.
12 and a half.
12 and a half.
Yeah, they were 12 and a half inches tall. It was actually a little too short for most people's needs. We changed up to 16 inches and fits much better as shallow reef / frag.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, fun history fact, we discontinued the frag. We were like, let's just axe the whole range, and you guys got pissed.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. There were
So
frag
we brought it
models.
back a little bit taller. So we do have frag tanks. Have either of you ever kept an octopus?
I have not. No, I have pondered this so many times throughout my reef keeping and all that work. Here's the problem with an octopus is they're brilliant. 2, really hard to keep them from not escaping. Now, if you meet their needs for they need a lot of mental stimulation and interaction, they need escape-proof aquarium, they need good water quality and someone who's really dedicated to them. But you give them all these things and their lifespan is so short.
Oh, really?
I think it's 1 to 2 years for most of them. So I've never done it because I know that of course I could definitely set up the environment for them, but I don't know if I want to commit to something that's going to break my heart in 1 to 2 years when you put so much into them and they're so interactive and they really do bond with people. So I haven't. I would love to, but I don't want to put myself through it.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
About your 65.4 all-in-one tank, doesn't it take the bags of carbon or take bags of carbon?
It takes bags of carbon or one. For the 65.4, really you just need 1 bag of carbon. It's going to come with the initial filter media kit. One of it's good, change it about every 30 days, replace, and you're pretty good to go. You don't need any excess amount of carbon. If you're using the Waterbox carbon, which I suggest you do, it is on their directions per gallons of how much to put into that bag per month.
For those of you hanging out on Instagram, I encourage you to check out our channel on YouTube.
Come on over.
Very, very chatty over there if you want to check it out. Is it true that dosing iodine will help leather corals grow faster?
Yeah, iodine is actually a good supplement for a lot of soft corals in general. For the most part, I don't think you're really lacking iodine in an aquarium unless you're not doing frequent water changes with a high quality salt, or you are just very high in soft corals. But the problem is most of your major and trace elements, if you're not testing for it, don't blindly dose because you don't know what you need. And you can dose for iodine if you want to really get specific on that. But don't just buy a supplement and be like, yep, I need this, add it in. You know how easy it is to overdose something like iodine and strontium and all those little trace ones that they sell individually when you don't know what your uptake is.
Yeah.
So there is a fine line of throwing some in and it's a benefit and throwing some in and now you're overdosing and actually causing more issues.
This is the encyclopedia of the aquarium keeping.
I'm here.
Clark's clownfish, are they good clowns for anemones?
Clarkie is actually really good. They are going to get a little bit bigger and kind of be a butthole, but they are they are going to be a very high rate of hosting one. So they do tend to. They're super cute. They have nice big fins and they just bob super cute. So I'm a big fan of the Clarkies, but they do get bigger. So if you have them in a nano, that's probably not your best bet unless they're the only thing in there with an anemone. But I think they're one of those that don't get a lot of attention, but they are absolutely adorable.
I got reports that my mic is low. You got that over there, Ivan? Am I low?
Check with Mike.
I'm not synced up right now.
Yeah.
Oh, did you cut out?
It cut off.
Technical difficulties.
Okay, go ahead and see.
There we go.
I can still read
Yep,
it.
okay.
Read that.
Yeah. I can read it. Would a 30-gallon tank be a good size to start a saltwater tank?
Like we talked about a little bit earlier, is do what you can fit and what you can
All right,
afford.
I should be back
So
online.
any size is okay to start, as long as you kind of understand that the smaller you go, the more on top of it and kind of harder it's going to be. So if the Cube 20 or Peninsula 25 is what's in your budget, just know kind of like the appropriate stocking and what you need to do with it and water change schedule versus if you had something a little bit bigger. So there's no wrong starting point. It's knowing before you start, and that's why we do this channel and we do the live streams and all the recorded videos, is to kind of show you all of that before you get involved. And over your head, maybe not knowing enough, is knowing, okay, 30 gallons, I consider it in the nano group. It's not nano, but it's in the smaller desktop group. It has different requirements than if you had a 300 or 200 or 100 gallon aquarium. So just understand that first. But there's no wrong aquarium size to start with. I mean, okay, if you had like a 5 gallon, probably a bad idea. But, and you know, anything from that, and that's why saltwater is like 20 gallons and up, is start there.
Looks like we're having problems with your mic.
Okay. They're going to work on that.
You want to sync it up again?
I'm gonna put this up here just because.
Oh, God. Just bought a 150 after my Red Sea started leaking. Love my water box, but the stand seems a little wobbly. Is that normal? If you have any concerns, just go ahead and reach out to customer service at waterboxaquariums.com and they will take care of you.
This customer service in the industry may be a little biased, but
Yeah,
we got a good team.
we do. We have an amazing team. We respond quickly. They're great. I love them all. So just reach out to us anytime. Customer service at waterboxaquariums.com.
The same guy had a follow-up question regarding that.
One last question. Tank is up and running. Can you remove the center support to take out the sump for maintenance?
Okay, this is one we get a lot.
That's
And
why I
it-
wanted to put it up there.
It does. Okay. And here's my conflict with it is I've been doing reef keeping for over 20 years.
Yeah.
I've never felt the need to drag my sump out and do anything extreme with it. So it always gets me when this question is asked because no, you do not take out a support brace on a cabinet when you need to remove a sump. You need that tank empty. That weight is going to flex the cabinet. It's not going to be beneficial for the aquarium or the cabinet or putting that support brace back in. But my thing is, why does the sump have to come out?
Yeah, exactly.
Because
I would
if you need a maintenance, it would be like cleaning it, right? You need to deep clean your sump. Shop vac. Very easily, shop vac. You can get one that even attaches to a 5-gallon bucket for like 20 bucks. You just shop vac it out and clean it. Even if you have to get in there and say you're like, I'm deciding on a filter roller, I need to cut out these baffles. That can be done in the cabinet. So there is no technical need that I can find where you want to take that sump out of the cabinet and risk the structural integrity of your aquarium and your cabinet by like taking out that brace while it's full. So we do get this question a lot in support. Shop vac it. Do whatever under the cabinet. Don't take it out. I've spent 20 years never needing to remove a sump from a cabinet for maintenance.
Yeah, I just don't. I agree with you 100%. I don't see the need. Once you put your sump in, you fill the tank. The
sump
sump is there
stays.
to stay.
Yeah, I mean, if it got busted or something like that, I mean, we have other issues there where, okay, drain your tank down as low as you can, do a swap out, whatever you have to do. But on like a maintenance routine schedule, it shouldn't even be a thing, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I'd also argue, I have not tested, cannot prove this, but all the weight's distributed along the outside edges of the tank, right? That's where the weight is. That's where the weight's engineered to go. I don't know if you'd be able to remove it.
Yeah, that's
Have you
the thing
had anybody
is-
actually remove it?
So this is what I generally recommend is that you probably can remove it. Putting it back is putting it back is the problem, because at that point some of the weight shifts onto your aluminum frame and may allow a little bit of push
Deflection, yeah.
to where you can't get that bar back in. Don't
Moral
do it.
of the story, no, don't
Shop
do it.
back. Get
Yeah,
a shop back.
when you
It's
put-
a best friend.
Yeah, when you put your sump in, leave it, forget it. Can you talk about RO systems? I don't know much about them. It seems daunting. You can talk a little bit about them. That's a
yeah.
very heavy topic.
That is. Okay, they're so easy. Don't be scared of them. They seem scary. You can hook them up to a sink. You can hook them up to a washing machine line, wherever you have a faucet adapter, and you have a few options. And we have some older videos on this. You can set up trash cans and vats for them to fill. You can just fill by buckets as you need it. But it does all the work for you. You don't have to do anything. You hook it up, and it's gonna take your water, it's gonna take all the impurities out of it through 4 different stages, 4 or 5, and it's gonna take it to, for RODI, is a uncharged water molecule. It's got nothing attached to it. It has no bad stuff, pure water, and that's what you then mix with the salt to get perfect, clean salt water. Then you're gonna have discharge water. You can use that for laundry, you can use that for watering, it can go down a sink, whatever you want. It's just tap water that's condensed. The good water comes out, the nasty stuff comes out the other end. Like, we have a couple videos on the RODI on the YouTube. So if you want more details, check out some of those, because we actually show setting up water system vats, changing filters, and hooking one up.
Thank you, Christina. I do want to thank also Best Dad CEO on Instagram for the questions. Those are good questions. He also said already loving the water box. And he did say in case it starts leaking or something. So in that case.
Yeah, in that case, you know, honestly, still shop back. Shop back it out, clean it up. And if you have a leak, you're going to then you at that point and it sounds easy, but get some trash cans, dump all the water out, get all the weight out of the aquarium, remove the sump, replace, get back up and running. Not to make it seem so simple if you do have that kind of issue, but for routine maintenance, I just don't suggest needing to remove your sump.
Yep. I've been ghost feeding my aquarium. I don't see anything happening. What should I do? I also bought Dr. Tim's, but should I just start the cycling process or introduce as it is?
So if you're using a good bacteria supplement and then you're ghost feeding, and say ghost feeding has to be the amount of food you would feed the inhabitants of your aquarium if it was stocked. So say I'm putting a cube of mysis into my 100-gallon aquarium. That's what I would be feeding every day. And ammonia and nitrite is staying at 0. Everything's good, nothing's spiking. That means that you have the bacteria content to handle the waste product. So you can add the fish or start adding invertebrates and stuff like that, because you've got the bacteria that's breaking that down into the final form of nitrate. So if you're not seeing ammonia or nitrite, then start stocking. You don't have to see an actual spike to cycle if you're using a good bacterial supplement.
Besides water changes, what's the best way to remove nitrate?
None.
Womp womp.
I mean, I can get a little more detailed. Refugiums help. There's carbon dosing, but in all reality is water changes. And if you have high nitrates, why do you have them? Do you not have a big enough skimmer? Are you feeding too much? Mm-hmm. Do you not have the biological you need? That kind of stuff. But water changes is the end all to nitrate.
Sean H says that he heard you really like filter rollers.
I love them.
She does. She loves them.
Love them. I'm not getting hate mail for this. I'm staying
We
quiet.
already answered this one. Keenan.
I'm sorry?
We
That's a
answered that
repeat.
one already.
Oh, did you? I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm kind of jumping around. There's a lot of questions coming in.
Yeah, you guys love these Q&As.
That's what
We
we're
always
here
got
for.
A lot of really good
You guys
questions.
this one already?
How often is it recommended you check the water quality if you have a 30-gallon? Every 2 hours. I'm just kidding.
Don't listen to him. No. For general water testing, if you have like corals and stuff, once a week, probably for the first couple months of your journey. If it's a fish only, every 2 weeks. But for a reef aquarium, once a week until you really have a handle on things, and then sometimes you can bump it to every 2 weeks. I will tell you that here at Waterbox, where we have combined experience in this building of 50 plus years, we still test every single week because it's just your best practice. Get into the routine of it. Your aquarium will thank you. It sucks, but just, you know.
Some people love testing.
I
know that you and I do not
I've
like
ever
it.
talked to someone who loves testing. I hate
You
testing.
haven't? I've known a few people that like testing.
Have you really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. All right.
Yeah, they need to go seek help.
So even when you've known it forever, I still say once a week is fantastic. It's a good routine to be in. You can probably push it to every 2 weeks. But the further out you go, the more likely you can have something come up and you don't know it until it's too late and you're correcting and losing stuff. So
White film growing on driftwood in my tank. Should I remove it while trying to cycle my tank?
this is something I don't think enough freshwater, YouTube, all these people ever talk about is there is an ugly phase of freshwater planted aquariums that never gets shown. Saltwater's known. You get diatoms and all those ugly little phases as you kind of stabilize. But driftwood will get you some of the nastiest, weird white cotton foam on it that you have to work through. But no one ever shows it. This is normal. Depending on the type of wood
Sure,
that
no
you
one
have.
ever is like, check out my nasty
My
driftwood.
moldy driftwood, it doesn't happen, but it's real. If you have certain types of driftwood, they are going to kind of, mold's not the right answer, the word for it, but you go through this phase. It's what happens as it kind of becomes submerged and like set. Get the algae eaters, let it go through its phase. You can siphon it off as well. But it's not harming anything. It's just part of the natural process of the wood becoming waterlogged, submerged, and part of the environment, basically. But no one ever shows it.
Sunny B says, we ever do an Infinia series setup playlist? Keep your eyes peeled. Are all anemones the same or easier? Excuse me. Are all anemones the same, or are some easier / harder?
Then they definitely have different care requirements. I say probably one of the easier ones to keep is like bubble anemones. They're probably also the most commonly seen. So these ones, upside, easy to keep. They can handle a lot. They don't like stress out or anything very easily. The downside is they're probably also one of the most moving anemones of all of them. Now this problem comes with, I want to get a bubble anemone for my clownfish. You put it in your aquarium and it moves everywhere, which means it moves next to your torch coral. It stings it and it's gonna win. It goes next to your zoanthids. It's gonna win. It goes to your powerhead. It doesn't win.
True.
So,
it loses.
Yeah, it loses on that one. So like it's the most mobile of the anemones, but it's the easiest one. It's probably also the most common one that pet stores and stuff carry. Now, for ones that are going to stay in place more and maybe be a little bit more delicate, you're gonna get them to be an easier mix into your reef and not cause problems for that reason. But you're looking at long tentacles. You have sea bays and carbon anemones. They're harder to keep. A lot of times they come in and they're wild caught. They don't split easily like bubble corals do. So you get a long tentacle or sea bay anemone from the wild, they bleach out, they stress, they're harder to keep happy because they don't populate in captivity very easily. Carpet anemones get huge. So, the average carpet anemone, they can go green, blue, red, and purple. They're gorgeous. But they can get easily 2 foot across. So you have to have a big aquarium for these guys. I had a carpet anemone that once ate a baby shark. So that tells you they're predatory. They will take down stuff in your aquarium. They're not meant for everybody. So I think a lot of times the easiest to keep anemone is also the most problematic.
Yeah. Look at all them knowledges. I see a lot of chatter about, going back to the frag tanks or a lagoon style tank. And I do want to mention to you guys that we do have custom aquariums. So if there's a size or whatever that you really, really want to do for your home, you can go all the way from the aquarium down to the cabinet, down to the sump, custom. So we have arguably one of the most extensive saltwater aquarium sizes and ranges in the industry. It's very tough to
make everyone happy.
Yes,
you can't.
Yes, and that's where custom comes in. So if you really want something specific, definitely take a look at our custom, because again, it's not always feasible to have every single type of aquarium that someone would want, because with our production ranges, we have to produce them in large quantities, so on and so forth. So custom,
yeah, definitely check out custom, because like you said, we can't make everyone happy, but we can make everyone happy there.
Yeah, so you can do whatever you want to do. I mean, glass can only go so large, but with those lagoon style tanks, you can do whatever you want. Have you ever seen an outdoor saltwater pond? I've always seen them inside, but never outside successfully with coral.
I would say almost nobody has one, and there is someone who has, and I cannot think of the name right now. But no, there's a reason that you can't, because almost, I guess in other countries maybe, but there's almost nowhere on land that you can control the temperature enough to meet the needs of a coral reef. You're looking at a couple degrees swing at best, and almost nowhere. And we live in Florida, where it probably has the least amount of cold or anything. And even for us, from the heat of summer through the cold of winter, we don't match what the ocean does because it's a smaller body of water. So our reefs here, even though Florida may have winter-ish temperatures, the reefs don't get there because it's a huge body of ocean, huge body of water.
Yeah, it's different volume of water.
You would need such complex heaters, chillers, and other controlling equipment that I don't think most people, it fits in their budget and it fits in their space. While it's possible, I don't think it's realistic for most people.
Yeah.
But
you could probably do it if you want to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars or maybe millions.
The video is in my head of the outdoor coral reef they have.
Was this recent?
Opening doors. No, it's something I saw 2 years ago.
No, was it an exhibit?
No.
Oh, so it's, I'd venture to guess it's probably not set up anymore. If it wasn't like a
There is
public.
where it's an access I can't pinpoint in my brain, but it's possible, but it's not feasible for most people.
Tony, our biggest all-in-one is a 65.4.
It's a beautiful size too.
It's a 4-foot tank, 65 gallons, all-in-one. Very popular. Can we get seahorses in our aquarium?
You sure can. Hi, that's you.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even read the name.
This is how much I've actually paid attention. This is Ivan asking the question because he's obsessed with seahorses, and he hates that I say that they're not a practical one to
I don't know,
keep.
Jess. I think you might have to,
Set
help
up
them out. Yeah.
All right.
What's the smallest aquarium size you can put a seahorse in?
Okay, if we take pygmy seahorses out of the equation because they're hard to keep, they're hard to find, aquacultured, I'd say 30 to 40 gallons is probably the minimum. Bigger is a little bit better because the most common ones are like the reedy eye, and they get probably about that big. So if you want to keep a pair, you need something taller, which is the problem is they do need taller, more than length or width. But that's not commonly what people want in a standard aquarium size. So a lot of our models don't necessarily fit that tall bill. If you want to go with like a smaller all-in-one, you really need to go with a sump system to get that height that would benefit the seahorses.
When cycling your tank, how much patience should I keep on hand?
All the patience.
Yeah, it depends on
All of it.
where you find that patience.
Yeah. I've always said that keeping aquariums, if you don't have patience, you either need to learn it or you got to get out of the hobby because you can't do it without a certain level of patience to have success, because if you rush it and you can't wait for the proper steps, you will fail, and then you're going to give up on it.
Especially in saltwater aquariums, I know I say this a lot, but nothing good happens fast in a saltwater aquarium. Everything, it's all a very slow, methodical process.
Yeah.
Do trace elements affect the growth of refugium algae? Ever since I started doing the trace elements, our lettuce dies.
It does.
Poor lettuce.
You feel bad for the lettuce?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, so even macroalgae and your different types of stuff you give in refugium, they have their own requirements. It's not like everything fits everyone. But it's one of those things, again, when you're doing trace elements, if you're not testing for those specific things, you don't know what you actually need. You may not need potassium, but here you are adding it because you have a trace element supplement. You may need more iodine and less potassium, but your supplement just does all of them in one. It's a fine line with those trace elements. A lot of times you're better off putting that effort into the regular water changes with a high quality salt that has all the trace elements that you would need to be replenished on a regular basis. Doing a whole bunch of bottles of different stuff besides your alkaline, calcium, magnesium, which those are core. You can test for those, you can figure out your dosing, those are easy. Anything you can't test for and you're dosing into your aquarium is going to put you at risk because you don't know if you need it, you don't know what you're dosing, you don't know like what your aquarium is going to do with it.
I gotta say that V. Bogdan is in Romania watching at 1:32 in the morning. 1:32 a.m. That's a commitment right there.
Yeah.
I'd love to know if you got a water box. I live on the beach. Can I use ocean sand in the tank or ocean water?
No, just
Get the
no.
clean stuff.
Yeah, okay. Just don't do it. There's so many pollutants, okay?
Unfortunately.
There's so much ship pollutants, people pollutants, all of that stuff. You take the water and the sand that's right available to you, it's
setting
going to
yourself up for
have
failure, right?
so much stuff in it. Now, there are companies that do like natural seawater, blah, blah, blah. They also have pipelines that go like 30, 50 miles out into the ocean and pull water through there. Then it also does go through some kind of filtration process because no matter how many miles you go out, there's boats, which means there's like gases, there's residue, there's all
Oils,
that stuff.
yeah.
Buy an RDI unit, buy a box of salt, make perfect and clean water. It's so much easier. It's not going to cost you that much more. It's also going to be less holing. I don't want to go to the beach and try and fill 5-gallon buckets full of foamy seawater to put into my
Get some of that
aquarium.
Carib Sea sand too, and it's going to be super clean. You know what you're getting.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you don't know what you're getting when you go pull that stuff
And it
out.
wasn't like that 20, 30, 40 years ago. It's changed a lot. So
Can someone request what does that say? Oh, I'm sorry, my vision is, it's gone.
Bespoke design
We need
as
a-
well
we need
as
a-
size.
Geriatric size text here. Can someone request a bespoke design as well as size? It just means custom.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do whatever. We can put the overflow where you want, how tall you want the overflow. You want the overflow in your ceiling. Not really, but we can do whatever you want to do in terms of size, overflow placement, glass, silicone color, cabinet finish, yada, yada, yada.
Joints, whatever you want.
Yeah.
Just go to the custom form on the website and fill out from there. You'll get a quote within a few
I'm going to
days.
assume you're from Australia, because that's a very Australian word.
Is it? Okay. I was like, I don't know what
I
that
think.
means.
I just know that we have a store in Australia that's called Bespoke Aquarium.
Oh, so maybe it is.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
All right, guys.
More
Wow.
coming in, but we're
Almost
ready.
40 minutes of questions. There's so many questions. We appreciate you all being here as always. And I want to say that you guys over on Instagram, I highly encourage you to check out our YouTube channel. But we're about to give away $200 in Waterbox monies.
Pays to watch live. And also, like I said, once a month we're doing Q&A where it's all we do is answer questions that are put in here, which is really great because we can never get to them. We try so hard on other streams, we can't. So this is all about you guys.
Yep.
Are we ready?
We are ready.
All right, we have 2 gift card winners.
Let's
Ready?
do it. Waterbox drum roll. Best Dad CEO and Aquatic Polyps. Congratulations, you guys. Look at people on Instagram winning, on YouTube winning. You two, make sure to email winners@waterboxaquariums.com and they'll get you hooked up with your gift card. I hope you're still watching, because otherwise,
Yes. Yeah, you have to claim
bad.
it. You have to email. When you do email, please include your country, Canada or USA, so I can issue it correctly in the morning, and we'll get that gift card right over to you. And it pays to watch live and stick around for the whole stream.
yes.
You get your questions answered. You get to learn a whole lot of stuff you may not even know you wanted to know.
You get to make friends in the comments.
Make friends in the comments. So remember, every first Wednesday of the month is question and answer. We're here for Q&A. That's all we're doing.
I'm glad you told me that because I forgot.
I don't even know what to do with that.
Just kidding.
And we'll be here. Oh, we're not here next
Ivan's
week.
got it. Ivan liked it.
Yeah. We're not here next week because we'll be off-site doing some recording.
Yeah.
But we will be back the following week, so make sure you tune in.
Appreciate you guys.
See ya.
Thank you all for watching. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. And to learn more about Waterbox, visit waterboxaquariums.com.
We're live every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Thanks for tuning in. See you next week.
You